Okay, we're going to join our BGG Platinum game with Rawlinpa here. It's VWR-KAL+D is the format. It's Jochum versus Jochum, which is frequently the case in Commander matches in Platinum. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start. We've got a Rainbow Shard hand. We can't do anything but pick up an Explorer here because the row is absolutely bonkers with Blood Boil, Lost Dreadnought, Imperial Dreadnought, Eddy, and Incinerator on the row. So we're just going to pick up the Explorer. We're going to skip. We really hope that Rawlinpa hasn't got an all-trade hand with the ability to cycle shards so that he can return one. But sadly, that is exactly what happens. He didn't even need to cycle it, really. He just needed to be able to scrap or gain life. But he's got enough for the Lost Dreadnought. So Rawlinpa's off to the races. He's cycled his deck. He's picked up Lost Dreadnought. And we have a 5 hand. We've picked up both of our Assault Shards, which means we can't even get to 8 by returning our Explorer, which is what we would have dearly loved to have done. So we're going to pick up the Frontier Ferry because that's really the only option for us here to try and kind of guarantee some juice in the next hand, which ends up not happening. Now Rawlinpa, having bottomed 6 of his shards, has also topped Lost Dreadnought, and he's drawing all the things. And it just so happens he can pick up that base, pick up an Explorer, scrap out, and deal us some damage. We're not too concerned yet, but we do need to stop the bleeding. He's also cycled into the next deck because of Lost Dreadnought's ability to draw those 2 cards. So he's kind of in deck 3 now, oddly enough. We're going to cycle, and then we're going to drop down that Assault Shard. We're going to trigger, get back our Command Shard, to then trigger another set of shards going, get some authority gain, and also, some scrap going, and also pick up Incinerator. Absolutely here, we want Incinerator. It's really risky to leave Eddy on the row, especially being as he's got that Lost Dreadnought, which if he tops again is going to be horrendous. But firmly of the opinion that scrapping out in the Jochum mirror is where you want to be at, and he's already got Lost Dreadnought, which is superior to Eddy, so if we try and kind of go tit for tat on Eddy, we're just going to kind of lose out. We've got to hope that we can scrap out, ameliorate the advantage that way, base up, and try and kill him. So we've got lots of trade coming in. Rawlinpa picks up the yellow base, doesn't see Lost Dreadnought at the top, which is good news for us. We get a bit of a break here. Now we've got a fairly good hand in terms of trade. We know he's probably picking up Eddy next turn if we don't. But what we're going to do here is we're going to pick up the Ion Station, pick up the Solar Skiff. We really want to base up. We really want to gain authority. We really want to draw cards, and we really want to get that differential going with Ion Station's allied ability to try and kind of crawl back from the early disadvantage we find ourselves in to the kind of the aggression of the Lost Dreadnought. So down it comes. Lost Dreadnought cancels a yellow card. Boom, there's Eddy. He cycles into his next deck, hits us in the face quite hard, gets a base down. Now we make a mistake here. We discard the Recon Shard. Actually, what we should have done is discarded one of the Salvage Shards, because now we're not going to be able to trigger our Ion Station's double ally ability because we drew into a not Command Shard and a not Salvage Shard. We are going to pick up Mech Cruiser, which is more scrap. We are going to pick up Alliance Frigate, which is really good news. Moonworm pops out to the row. We can't get rid of the base, which is bad news, but we don't bottom Incinerator, which is good. Out come the bases. Rawlinpa is going to trigger that yellow ally ability, get some damage. Then he's going to pick up another base, get rid of our Ion Station, drop us to 36, looking pretty grim. But we are going to pick up a Moonworm here. And we're going to do some scrapping out. We choose to keep our ferry. No, we don't. I forgot I did that. I did get rid of the ferry because I think I figured that the Solar Skiff was good enough and we could always ally our shards. Important to get rid of the base there. I did make the right decision at that point, because leaving any damage out at this point, we really need to claw back in. So again, all starters at the top, apart from our mech cruiser. We're going to be discarding because in comes Eddie. He's going to get us with some damage, and Rawlinpa is going to pick up that bait ship. Do you really want that? I'm not sure, but it does stop me having it, which would probably be quite bad news, because then I've got Ion Station and gate ship gaining authority. It would be kind of gross. So we're going to get rid of our authority shard there. We're going to scrap out. We're going to mech cruiser, because that's great. We're going to pick up some damage, and unfortunately Colony Seed Ship pops. So we take the other blue again for Ion Station goodness. We've got a nice hand coming in. 38 damage is quite bad for us. There we see the Dreadnought, which is going to enable him to grab the Colony Seed Ship outside of any other concerns, and he does. We really would have liked to have seen that in our hand, but that's not to be. So we do get our Ion Station. We're going to have to force ourselves to flip Moonworm here, to flip the deck, but we do grab a Blob World into the bargain. And so we can then ally Moonworm. We can pick up our repair bot, scrap it, scrap out from the discard, scrap out with the repair bot, clear out his bases, get some damage in. We're still kind of tentatively hanging in here at 28 versus 69. Obviously, he's bottomed Eddie, but so he's going to see the rest of his deck. He gate ships to the top for some scrap, draws it, cycles, scraps out, gets another base, gets the base down again, and damages down to 14. So, like, this is really bad news. We're going to need to see some good things here. We're going to have to incinerate and then draw. We discard, we incinerate, and we repair mech. We're going to Blob World. We're going to destroy his base. We're going to Blob World our draw. We get pretty lucky here by seeing the Ion Station and the Alliance frigate, so we go right back up to where we came from, pretty much 27, get 20 damage in. And now it's all up to Rawlinpa. Can he kill us before our slim deck does the business? He doesn't really have a great turn. We have some draw, lots of things going on. We have all of the green coming in. We're then drawing all of our things, try and get everything in our deck possible. And now we can incinerate. We cycle so that we've got some things to draw, got some things to put in the bin, scrap, and we managed to get pretty much exact damage, -2. So even though I actually felt like this game was the sort of game that Frank might just throw the towel in on deck 1, I really felt like I was massively behind. We managed to grab the incinerator, and that allowed us to scrap down and turn it around in the face of a lost Dreadnought and an Eddie quite early. So that was a really good game. Possibly a little lucky after an unlucky start, not getting any shard action in the first deck. It was a good game, and that might be the game that proves crucial to my BGG Platinum survival this season. So good game, Rawlinpa. Fist bump to you, and hopefully that allows us to survive.